Hello and welcome to this edition of Thinkgis Quick Tips. Today we're going to talk about evacuation distances in Thinkgis and how to accomplish that. When we think about hazmat emergencies in the city of Goshen, one of my first thoughts goes to rail. We do have some pre-built distances built into Thinkgis. We have them made as layers. They're called railroad buffers. First thing we're going to talk about is those. So if you come up here to the Layers tab, which looks like the 3 sheets of paper laying on top of each other, and we hit that, we can come down here and open up this railroad buffers. These are kind of preset to the common evacuation distances listed in the ERG guidebook. So let's say, for example, we want to see everything within a half a mile of the center line of the railroad in the city of Goshen. We could simply click the on button, close the layers box, and that shaded area we see here is a half a mile from the center of the railroad throughout the city. That's a good quick indicator of evacuation distances. Now, it doesn't take into consideration wind direction and all that, but it's a good general guide on how much we're going to have to evacuate. Okay, now let's move on. So let's go ahead and turn that layer off here. And now we're going to talk about finding evacuation distances from an actual location on the map, whether it be an intersection or an address. Obviously, not every emergency happens on the rail, so we need to know how to find evacuation distances from those intersections. So, for an example, let's type in the intersection of 2nd and Washington. Remember that the / symbol is the indicator in Thinkgis for an intersection. So if we put that in there, type 2nd and Washington, it should give us a couple options here. We're just going to pick the one, obviously the intersection in the city of Goshen. Okay, so you can see that it's marked by the red X. The red X means that it's a approximate location. It's not exact. If we have an exact location, it'll actually show like the double circle, like a bullseye. Okay, so now let's talk about how to find the evacuation distance of, let's say, about 1,000 feet from that intersection. We're going to come up here to the Lookup tab in our File menu, click that, and then go down to List Features within an area. One of the most common ways of doing this is to draw radius from a point. If we hit draw radius from a point, it's now going to ask us which one of these layers we want to search. I already have highlighted addresses. Remember, the regular addresses is basically the address layer that comes from the Elkhart County GIS coordinator. The GFD addresses are some of the addresses I've added in over the years due to some discrepancies, maybe some addresses that were wrong to what we get dispatched to. So you're probably more likely going to use this address layer. If you click OK, next we're going to just kind of hover over that spot, and what I'm going to do is left click and hold. If I left click and hold, I can start to see my circle as I drag out. In the lower left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see the distance in feet. I'm going to go out to right around 1,000 feet. So there's 1,000 feet, 1,003 feet. I'm just going to let go of that left mouse button, and it's going to locate 123 addresses found within that 1,000 feet distance. I can go down and scroll through and see all those, or if I wanted to make it easier and hit locate all, there's all the addresses that we would have to evacuate within 1,000 feet of that intersection. Now, I think the hardest part about that feature right there is to remember to left click and hold and drag your circle out. So I'm just going to show you another way that we can find an evacuation distance that might be a little bit easier for you. Let's go ahead and clear this off the screen for right now. And I'm just going to zoom in, and I'm going to use this this 301 West Washington Street. Let's say we're going to evacuate from the middle of the Intera parking lot. I'm going to go up to my lookup feature again, located in my file menu, and I'm just going to go down to list features within an area. From this point, you can see I have multiple options. I'm going to use this specified distance from a feature. Now what this does is it's going to open up our index box and normally you would see the aerials. We're going to go down and click the address. We're basically telling it what features do we want to measure from. So I'm going to hit the search button, and I'm just going to type in Washington and 301. Let's see what we get here. So we found a couple 301s. I'm just going to click the one in Goshen, hit the OK button, and now I'm going to specify the distance in feet from that feature. So let's just do 1,000 feet again. Hit the OK button, and once again, it's going to ask us which of those layers do we want to search. And like I said earlier, most commonly we're going to use that addresses layer. So I'm going to hit OK, and it's going to locate 100 addresses within that feature from that 301 West Washington. So we can hit locate all again, and there's all those addresses that might need to be evacuated. Once again, this is just a quick Thinkgis quick tip over evacuation distances, and I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, let me know, and we can walk you through one-on-one. Thank you. Have a good day.